Welcome to this tutorial on attributes. In this tutorial, we will learn to change attributes of atoms, residues and models, color atoms in a protein according to B factor values, color residues according to kdHydrophobicity values. To follow this tutorial, you should be familiar with Chimera interface. If not, for relevant tutorials, please visit our website. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu operating system version 14.04, Chimera version 1.10.2, Mozilla Firefox browser 42.0 and a working internet connection. Here, I have opened a Chimera window. Using command line, open the structure of leucine zipper. On the command text box, type open 1ZIK. Press enter. The model on the panel is shown as ribbons. Using presets menu, change the display to interactive 2. To hide the water molecules, on the command line, type delete solvent. Press enter. To change the display to sticks, type REP stick. Press enter. Add hydrogens to the structure. Type add H. Now let us learn how to change the attributes of atoms and residues for this structure. Attributes are properties with names and values. In Chimera, items such as atoms, bonds, residues and molecule models have attributes. There are different ways to change the attributes. Open the model panel using favorites menu. Model panel dialog box appears on the screen. Click on Attributes button on the right side of the panel. Attributes dialog box for 1ZIK opens on the screen. The dialog box has attribute list. The list includes molecule attributes and its components, atom, bond and residue attributes. Select molecule attributes. The available attributes are listed on the window. For example, to change the display of aromatic rings, click on the button next to aromatic display. Select True from the drop-down. Select aromatic ring style as disk. Click on the color well next to aromatic color. Select color from the color editor. Close the dialog box. Observe the panel. All the aromatic rings are shown with disks in the center. Change the display of structure to ball and stick. On the command line, type REP BS. On the attribute dialog box, change the van der Waals radii of the atoms. Change the value of ball scale to 0.5. Press enter. Observe the panel. Atoms are shown with larger atomic radii. Again, click on Molecular Attributes checkbox. From the list, click on Component Atom Attributes. In the corresponding window, click on Atom Style button. The drop-down menu has many options. Click on Sphere to change the display to CPK. Observe the panel. Select Dot to bring back the sticks display. Now click on Component Bond Attributes. Here there are options to change the bond style to stick or wire. Click on the Component Residue Attributes. Here we have options to change the attributes of the ribbon. Using Presets menu, change the display of the structure on the panel to ribbons. Now click in the Attribute dialog box. Now in the Attribute dialog box, click on the color well next to ribbon color. Select the ribbon color and click on Close option to close the color editor. There are options to change the cross section of the ribbon and scaling. Close the dialog box. Again, change the display to atoms using Presets menu. Attributes can also be changed using Tools menu. Click on Tools menu. Scroll down to Structure Analysis. Select Render by Attribute option from the submenu. Render by Attribute dialog box opens. Here we have options to change the attribute of atoms, residues, molecules, segmentation regions, etc. Select Atoms. Click on Render. Click on Attribute List to check for available options. The list shows two options, B factor and occupancy. These two attributes can be read from the input PDB file. Choose B factor. A histogram of values will appear with colored vertical bars. B factor values are a measure of mobility in the macromolecule. Atoms with low B factor values belong to a part of the structure that is well ordered. Atoms with large B factor values belong to part of the structure that is very flexible. PDB file for a protein structure contains B factor information. Back to the panel. The vertical bars can be dragged along the histogram with the mouse. The value of B factor is displayed in the value text box. Drag the blue vertical bar to 0, red to 100, then fix the white bar at value 50. Click on Colors button. Check options for color atoms, keep opaque, and color surfaces. The default color palette is blue and red. You can change the color palette using drop-down menu. Click on Apply button. Observe the panel. Atoms with high B factor values are shown in red and least in blue. As expected, atoms with high B factors are on the outside of the structure. Now, let us change the attributes of residues. In the Select by Attribute dialog box, click on Attributes button. From the drop-down, select Residues. Click on Render. The attributes for residues include kdHydrophobicity scale. Click on kdHydrophobicity from the drop-down menu. The values are displayed in the histogram. kdHydrophobicity scales are values that define relative hydrophobicity of amino acid residues. kdHydrophobicity values are positive for hydrophobic residues and negative for polar residues. Hydrophobicity of the residues can be shown with colors or worms. Choose colors. By default, some of the parameters are selected. Click on Apply button. Observe the panel. The hydrophobic residues are colored in red and polar residues are colored in blue. Click on Worms button. Click on Apply. Observe the panel. Worms are modified ribbons that vary in radius. Most hydrophobic residues face the interior of the structure. By default, the more hydrophobic residues will be shown with larger radius. To return the structure to normal ribbon, click on Worm Style and choose Non-Worm option. Click on OK button. Close the Chimera session using File menu. Let's summarize. In this tutorial, we have learnt to change attributes of atoms, residues and models, color atoms in a protein according to B factor values, color residues according to kdHydrophobicity values. As an assignment, open a model of hemoglobin on the panel, color the atoms according to B factor values, color the residues according to kdHydrophobicity values. This video summarizes the spoken tutorial project. If you do not have good bandwidth, you can download and watch it. We conduct workshops using spoken tutorials and give certificates. Please contact us. The Spoken Tutorial project is funded by NMEICT, MHRD, Government of India. This is Snehalata from IIT Bombay signing off. Thank you for joining.